Well, hey guys, Samantha here with Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. Today I want to share with you my food list for a 5-day backpacking trip. Let's go. So this is the food that I'm going to be bringing with me on a 5-day section hike of the Ice Age Trail. And the food bag that I use is the large food bag made by Zpacks. And there's a couple reasons I like that. Number one, I believe, to my knowledge, it is the lightest weight food bag on the market. And number two, it comes with this little carabiner here, and I can hook up my long-handled spoon right to the outside of it. Because as you know, when you're doing backpacking in bear country, you also want to take your food pot and any of your hygiene items like toothpaste or deodorant if you're bringing some, and put that inside of here just so you can keep all the scented things way up in the trees and away from the bears. Another thing that you want to consider when you're preparing food for a backpacking trip is the amount of calories per ounce of food that you're carrying, because you don't want to carry a lot of heavy foods that aren't going to give you that real pow of a punch of calories that you're going to need to sustain you over several days of long distance hiking. So the general rule is that you want to have at least 100 calories per ounce that you're carrying with you, and you want to consume about 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. You also want to consider the amount of food that you need per day should be between 1.5 to 2 pounds of food per day. So I'm going to show you what I got in my food bag right now. All right, so I have all the food that I'm bringing with me on my backpacking trip laid out on the table. And when I weighed it out earlier, I had a total of 9 pounds, 12 ounces of food. So that's sticking pretty close to that 1 to 2 pounds of food per day. So the first thing we're going to go through is what I'm going to be carrying with me in my hip belt, because you always want to have some snacks that are really easy to get to and quick to eat so you don't have to stop while you're on trail. So this is my hip belt section here. So what I have here is just a bag of beef jerky. Beef jerky is super delicious, and it also lets you keep up your sodium on trail, which is really nice. So I always carry some beef jerky, and then I have 2 packages of trail mix. So I'll probably put the trail mix in one hip belt pocket and the jerky in the hip belt pocket on the other side. And then as I consume these items, I will refill them from the additional trail mix that I have here, and also this other big bag of beef jerky here. I'm carrying a total of 2 pounds of beef jerky on the trail with me. So it'll be a good time. I love beef jerky. So we'll go through breakfast next. Breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day, at least for me. I always wake up starving, and I'm just keeping it really easy, basically repeating the same breakfast over all 5 days. So I have 2 instant oatmeal packages. I really like the fruit and cream variety, so those are the ones that have a different flavor for each day. So I've got blueberry, banana, peaches, strawberry, and then some more peaches at the end. So I've got 2 packages of that. And I also am going to have one of these Perfect bars. Now you probably have never heard of the Perfect bar. This is actually a refrigerated bar, but it stays good out of the fridge for up to a week. So I'm going to throw this in my fridge, and I'm going to take it out the day that I leave and put it in my food bag, and it's still going to be good by the time that I get to day 5. And these are amazing. I've got 3 different flavors. I've got the coconut peanut butter, and this thing packs some serious punch here. It has 350 calories in one of these little bars. And I also have a chocolate peanut butter, and then I have a blueberry cashew. And why I'm such a big fan of these bars is that they're not chewy and crunchy. So I'm sure you're probably familiar with like your Cliff bar or your Kind bar. And I just get so sick of eating those on trail, because you chew and you chew and you chew, and you just get tired of chewing them. And I don't really find them all that satisfying. The Perfect bar has a totally different consistency from any of the other bars I've tried. The consistency that I would describe of this bar would be more of like a cookie dough texture. So it's really fulfilling when you're eating it, and you don't have to just work your jaw to death to try to eat it. So that's why I really like that. So I'm going to be having 2 packages of oatmeal and a perfect bar for breakfast every morning. And then I also have brought with me this. And what this is a package of freeze-dried fruit. So I have peaches in here, I have bananas, and I have strawberries. And I'll just sprinkle a little bit of these into my oatmeal in the morning, and that is going to give me a little bit more dietary fiber. And the bananas are really going to help with my potassium, because as you know, potassium is one of those electrolytes, and it's good to get a little boost of that first thing in the morning. So that's my plan for breakfast. Now, I know I'm kind of a hypocrite. I'm bringing instant coffee on this trip. I know, I've always said I'm such a detester of instant coffee. But fact of the matter is that I weighed out the coffee satchels that I normally use across 5 days, and I wasn't satisfied with the weight that I was carrying for all that coffee. Instant coffee was 6 ounces lighter, so I'm going to suck it up for this trip because I'm trying to do some big time miles and drink the instant coffee. I got a little bit of sweetener in there too. Now for lunch. I have packed these little tortilla wraps. These are just Old El Paso tortilla wraps, and that's going to be the big thing I have for lunch, and I'm going to have it with one of these. This is a Jif to go peanut butter cup, and I like these because I don't have to carry the whole jar of peanut butter. I can just empty this one little pack here, and this one little thing of peanut butter has 250 calories in it, so that's going to be excellent. So I'll have 2 wraps with a peanut butter every single day for lunch. And then I also have some cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese is something that keeps really great on trail. Now what I'm going to do right before I go to leave for my trip, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to take the cheese out of this plastic, and I'm going to wrap it up in some cheesecloth, and that's going to help to preserve the cheese, and it also prevents it from sweating and going bad, because if you have the cheese out in the hot conditions and you keep it in this plastic, it is going to sweat and it could spoil faster. But you can definitely keep cheese on trail 5 to 7 days in your pack in cheesecloth, and it is not going to spoil, and you'll be nice and safe. Always pick a hard cheese. Cheddar holds up really well. Parmesan is another cheese that holds up really well. Stay away from your soft cheeses like your Monterey Jack, your Colby Jack, or that kind of stuff, because they go bad a little bit quicker. The next thing I have is a summer sausage. Now, most people like to bring salami on trail because it keeps for up to a week out of the refrigerator. Summer sausage is a little bit shorter lifetime outside of the fridge. It's about 3 days. So I'm carrying this sausage, and when I open it up, I'm going to take it out of this package here, and I'm going to wrap it in a wax paper for the same reason as the cheese. We don't want it to sweat because that's going to increase moisture and it will decrease the shelf life of the sausage. So I will be able to eat this over 3 days, and then my hiking partner Sarah is also bringing one of these, so we'll probably open one and then eat it over 2 days, and then open the other one that's in the other person's bag and then eat that one over a couple of days. You have to think about your electrolytes when you're on trail, because you can drink, but you can still find yourself electrolyte depleted. So to prepare for that, I have brought these little Propel packets, and I have allotted myself 3 Propel packets per day. So when I sit down and I have my lunch, I'm gonna have 1 Propel. When I sit down and I have my dinner, I'll have another Propel, and then this just gives me an extra one at the end of the day after dinner while I'm at camp. If I feel like I need a little bit of electrolyte boost, I can have a 3rd one if I want to. So very important there. For the dinners, nothing complicated, your standard Mountain House meal. So what I've got here, one of my favorites, turkey dinner casserole. For some reason, this one is a little bit more pricey than the other ones. It's not quite as popular as the other ones, but honestly, it's like eating stovetop with little bits of turkey inside of it. It's really good. I really like it. And then we've got a beef stew, a lasagna, a noodles and chicken, and Italian pepper steak. Well, that's the basic loadout for my food. Well, I hope that you guys found this video to be informative, and you can use it to help inform some of your own decisions in creating your own backpacking meal schedule for your next trip. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, now's the time. Go ahead and do that. And since you're still hanging around, you may as well check out another video. Until next time, folks, We'll see you on the trail.